Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Life Issue. My name is Blessing. Thank you so much for coming to my channel this evening for us to discuss another interesting viral news that is on our timeline in Nigeria and around the world. Now, if you don't know what the story is all about, I'm here to go through with you what is currently happening at Polaris Bank. All right. So what happened is that the Nigerian Muslim community have decided to cancel Polaris Bank. Now, by tomorrow, most Muslims will be at this bank withdrawing their money because of something that was actually avoidable, something that is actually triggered by our what will I say now? Our not having the right employment policy in our country. All right, I'm going to go, through the story so that you will understand what actually happened if you don't know about it. This is a viral news, is on all social media in Nigeria, and people are talking about it. All right. So, an overzealous senior manager, or maybe um someone that just started banking new, sent out a message to one of her colleague about going for Friday Juma prayer. All right, so basically the Muslim brethren or brothers and sisters in Nigeria pray on Friday, and she sent out a message about the fact that I'm going to read the message for you. And the message is that, let me see, dear all, it has been observed that on Friday, you leave your work desk to attend the Jumat service. Bear in mind the impact of your absence on the workflow and productivity of the Yes Center. Now, when I saw the Yes Center, it got me thinking about what part of the banking department is this, and of course it must be the customer service department. So the question is, as a customer service officer, of someone who maybe your duty is to attend to clients and to attend to people, how are you able to leave the banking hall, go to a mosque, and knowing Nigerian imam and pastors, they spend like, more than 1 hour. Let's be frank. We know Nigerians now. They spend like, maybe a pastor will tell you that you are coming for God, so they can spend like 3 hours, 5 hours, even sometimes 6 hours praying and talking to you and repeating themselves over and over again. Now you are working, you have a contract. Now I don't know if things have changed because I left the country like 12 years ago. Now, if your employment contract, does it say that you are allowed to leave your work and go for prayer? That's a question that, when I saw this news, I was like, okay, what is their employment contract? What does it state? Are they allowed to? Now, my own experience working in a bank in Nigeria, I know that my colleagues who are Muslims are allowed to pray in the office. So we have a room where around that time they go and they pray. Now, most of them do Sunday mosque. They don't do Friday because of the nature of our work, but they actually go, especially during when they are fasting, eat, they always go and they have their quiet place to pray. Actually, there was some banks that actually had a prayer room where all Muslims go, and for 1 hour they all pray. So I don't know what is the provision in this bank, if they actually thought about having this kind of a thing. Even in some banks, they had, what will I say? They call it holy room, or they call it a chapel, where Christians can actually go in. And I know these are basically most times in head office, is not in branches. And of course, this would be a branch where this happened. So this overzealous, I'm going to call her overzealous, what will I say now, manager or supervisor decides to send this thing to her subordinates because she can, because that's how the culture in Africa, we feel we can, and we do it without thinking about our action and if we're actually following the policy of the establishments where we are working. So the banks now come out to put out a disclaimer, and they're saying that they never gave out that instruction. For me, first time when I saw it, I wanted to know, who is this person? I hope it's not an Igbo girl, because we're in election period. Anything, any small thing, it will go ethnic, okay, to go tribal, to go religion. So when I saw I was like, hey, when I had that the woman's name is Damilola, I'm like, hey, thank God. At least they will not call Peter Obi, they will not call Igbo. So basically, the person that did this is Yoruba origin, which doesn't matter. But the next thing, me, I want to find out who are the board of directors of Polaris Bank. Mami, their chairman is a Muslim man, and they have close to like 4 or 5 Muslims, and that are part of their boards. Okay, so this establishment is actually co-rooted with Muslim board of directors, people that are running the company that are Muslim. So what is their employment? I'm going to say it again. What is their staff handbook saying about prayer on Friday? What provision do they have for their staff for Friday's prayer? This is where we need to take it back. Okay, at the end of the day, we can call for the company to be cancelled. Remember that there are actually some Muslims who are working in this bank. So if all of them lose their job, so are you helping your people? I know someone was saying, and they're paying them peanuts. My dear, in the economy where we did now, Nigeria economy where everything is scarce, and someone is working in a bank and making money, and you are saying they're paying them peanuts. Nigerians, we know how to talk, Sha. Yeah, cancel. Yeah, we can cancel. I mean, you guys are exercising your right to your religion, freedom of religion, which is a right in Nigeria. But I'm just gonna say, when it comes to religion, the Muslims are actually stronger than the Christian. Because I had to ask a question on Twitter today. Of course, I had a lot of backlash about what I asked. When I saw a lot of people saying, Polaris Bank messed up, but it's not the bank, it's a staff of the bank, okay? An overzealous staff of the bank calling for the bank to be boycotted, calling for people to take their money out, for Muslims to take their money out. Is it the right thing to do? Is that how we actually jump into, actions in Nigeria just because of one person's mistake? Is this the policy of the bank? If it's not the policy of the bank, why do we have a lot of Nigerian influencers? I mean, Saki, Ajia, all of them calling for Muslims to take their money from the bank. I mean, come on. We're talking about it will affect the economy. It will affect people's livelihood. It will affect people who are working there. If the bank apologizes, if the bank has already apologized and said this is not part of our constitution or our policy or our staff expectation, why are we clamoring for the bank to actually be cancelled? Is it that everything that we, it doesn't make sense? I mean, I just feel like sometimes, I put something out here, and I just feel like sometimes, yeah, when it comes to things that happen in the north, is so dramatically taken. Most Christians, we need to actually wake up. We are taken as nothing, and we do not have a say in things that happen in Nigeria. There are Catholics who are supposed to be going for their early morning prayer. They don't go. Catholics, they have mid afternoon prayer. They don't go. I know Pentecostal churches, they have mid Wednesday prayer. They don't go. Some of them have afternoon. So are we going to bring constitution or employment policy in Nigeria that allows people to leave work and go and attend their religious duties? We need to talk about this openly in a very holistic way without actually favoring any particular religion. Because yes, thank God is a Muslim that started this agitation. Thank God they are the ones that are saying boycott. Okay, if we are going to boycott, can we have a conversation? Can we actually bring this to the table and ask a question? What is the expectation when it comes to employment law in Nigeria? Are people allowed to leave their employment location at any time for them to observe religious duties. These are things that we need to be asking, because boycotting is good though. I'm not against people boycotting, but when we are boycotting, we need to actually boycott in a very holistic way, and not doing it for one particular religion is being favored. There are a lot of comments and a lot of discussion about this particular thing, and I love Daniel Rega's comment. He says some Muslims are trying to cancel Polaris Bank. It's okay to be angry, but considering the bank now bank over considering the bank over the mistake of one staff is extreme. Before you wish the bank downfall, remember that a lot of Nigerians, Muslims included, earn a living by working at Polaris Bank. Be considerate. And that's what I feel. I feel that, to cancel something, just, oh, yes, so because we're Arwa youth, we are Muslim, a lot of comment like, once you touch us, you touch. I'm like, seriously? Why do we like, putting fire? Anything that has to do with religion, there's fire, we just pack it. Yeah. Imagine that it was a Christian ticket that APC picked. I mean, Nigeria will actually not be at rest now. We have had a Muslim ticket picked before. Another Muslim ticket picked again. But Christians have never had the ball. They've never had the lever to pick a Christian ticket, because we are afraid, because we know what the Arewa youth would do and what our Muslim people would do. Of course, they will boycott the election. They will tell you they're not going to do it, but they have the guts. The APC have the guts to do it, and nothing happened. Things are taken to the extreme. Things are actually, sparked up by influencers. I don't understand Nigerian influencers. Is it that there's nobody out there who can actually look at things in a very reasonable way and actually calm down the heat and the hotness of people? I know people are angry. I know people are very, very frustrated, but we always need to be looking at things in a very holistic way. This mistake was caused by one particular staff. This staff is Damilola. She might even be a Muslim. And what she's saying is, what is the employment policy? We cannot blame Damilola. We cannot, so, because what is the employment policy of bank in Nigeria, or even organization in Nigeria? Understanding the fact that Nigeria happens to be a multicultural, multi-religious, entity. And as whether we like it or not, we need to come back to the table and talk about this. There are countries like Dubai, like Samaria, Somali, and other countries that have actually looked at the mix of their country, or the mix of their country, and they've come up with days and say, okay, maybe Sunday should be a working day, and Friday and Saturday the rest day, or Friday and Sunday will be the rest day, and then we have weekend, Saturday, working day. We need to look at it. If we don't want people to feel like, okay, one particular religion or one particular part of the country is being discriminated against. But these are things that we need to actually be talking about as we are heading for the election period. Everybody must feel that they belong to this entity called Nigeria. Everybody must feel that they have a part to play, and that Nigeria belongs to all of them. We also need to be minding the way we stir up the arguments and the discord that we have. I'm going to say this, please. If you're a Muslim, please remember you have Muslims working in this bank. If Polaris Bank fails, remember, these people are going to be out of work. It's already hard in the country. The country hard. Do not take because you want to prove a point. This is not an Igbo bank. The MD might be an Igbo person, but they all have shown you guys, board of directors, most of them are actually Hausas. Please, let's calm down. Let's actually accept the apology of the bank, and let's believe that the bank will do the right thing, either sanction the staff or actually make a, look at their employment policies. Employment policies should be clear in Nigeria. We need to be thinking about having a strong union that will actually make Nigerians feel that the Nigerian working force is working for them. That is my take on this story that is going viral. And, I'm just hoping that people will calm down. Please do not cancel Polaris Bank because of one person's mistake. That's my take on this. I do not know what you guys think about it. Please drop your comment. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please help me hit the red button and subscribe to my channel. God bless you. Have a lovely week. Bye bye.